I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, I'm not even gonna text the nigga. I'm not. And I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm on some dick. I didn't even lie. I was like, I'm on some dick. I wasn't expecting to go further than that. I text the nigga. He's like, oh, yeah, I miss you. I was thinking about the whole time I was in jail. I'm like, whatever. And then, it was weird because before I texted him, I went to call the sheriff's department. I'm like, I went to call the police. I'm like, no, there's no way this nigga's out. Because I'm in the same county the nigga's in, right? So I'm like, how the fuck did I not see this nigga? Like, this nigga always be outside. I was in Saratoga, I was in Schenectady, didn't see the nigga. So I called the police. They're like, oh, you gotta call the sheriff. The sheriff works in the library. He hears me and he starts watching me. Meanwhile, I already thought the nigga was investigating me every time I go to the library. But the nigga's watching me, stalking me, and it's funny because the police will actually like be cool with me until I start saying in my head, I think this nigga's trying to set me up, and then that's when they start acting funny. So then, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, whatever. Even with that one nigga that was cool, then he tried playing mind games with me in reverse psychology. That's when I realized for real. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, I feel like this nigga knows psychology. Then he's like, oh yeah, and I thought about going to college for psychology. I'm like, oh my god, bitch. I'm like, I'm getting too psychic. Everyone I just stepped by just hears my thoughts now. I'm like, I was getting sick to my stomach the whole time I'm talking to this nigga. I'm like, oh my god, bitch. And then he's like, oh yeah, and then my baby went to jail. Baby mom went to jail. I'm like, oh my god, bitch. He gonna try and do the same shit to me, bitch. It ain't me. You know what I'm saying? So the shit is crazy. But then it's like, yeah, the shit was weird. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I called the sheriff. And this nigga, that Jay, that I thought was the feds, before I even become friends with him, he's sitting in the library. He'd always sit in the library behind me and watch me. Or if I'll go to the bathroom, come back, I sit the other way because I knew the nigga's watching me. So I'm facing towards him. Then he still watched me, and I catch him feeling him. He look away so fast, I'm like, nah, this nigga's the feds. How the fuck is he watching me without watching me that fast? I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm like, I don't trust this nigga. So then literally, fucking, what's he call it? So pretty much, it just got really fucking weird. It got really fucking weird. So then I'm like, all right. So then I'm talking to the police. They're like, oh, you call the sheriff department. I'm like, okay. I'm like, do you I just gotta ask for him? Like, that's it? They're like, yeah. They're like, all right. And then I was like, oh, like, hey, are you holding someone here? Are you holding someone in the county jail? They're like, no. He just got out a few days ago. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. And then they low key was listening like, this is suspect. I'm also getting they knew it was me, which is funny because he said he kept talking to me to the CO. He kept talking about me to the COs. He said there's a black CO there that looked like me, and he kept talking about me to her. You know what I'm saying? And he said like that's why he kept talking to her. And then the shit was weird. Or no, it wasn't the CO. It was his parole officer. But anyway, so I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, this shit is getting weird. So I call the sheriff. I asked, and this nigga's instantly like he's listening even harder than he was the first time. And then I dropped the name this time. And then this nigga was staring at me, and he looks down, and then the sheriff in the fucking library stares at me. And I'm like, oh my god, bitch. I'm like, I can't even date this nigga again if I wanted to. These niggas are gonna investigate him the whole time. Tell me why every time we start dating again, right? Tell me every time I went to this nigga's house, walked to his grandparents, bro, the police would follow me all the way from wherever the fuck I woke up at. Because if I say, oh, I'll see you tomorrow at 9, they would follow me all the way from 8 a.m. when I wake up, all the way till I get out of this nigga's house. Walk all the way the fuck back, take the bus back. The police would follow me every fucking day. Every fucking second. The police already did follow me every fucking second. But that's how I realized how real, like, you know what I'm saying? I already knew it was an investigation. Let it go. Maybe they are investigating. Maybe they closed it, whatever. Then I talked to this nigga. Now these niggas are watching me again. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, at first I was like, oh, they're watching me because of this nigga. No, nigga. They was watching me because of me. And then and then I didn't peep it. And then once this nigga, what I peeped is when I chill with this nigga in public type shit, like we just chilling in the park and shit, the police would watch, but they wouldn't watch too hard. And he would look and he'd get nervous. But he wasn't nervous. He was just curious. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh my god, bitch. I'm like, these niggas are watching me harder because, like, you know what I'm saying? Because of me. But these niggas are watching to see if he's doing anything, but he's not doing anything. And they know he's not doing anything. They didn't care about what the fuck this nigga was doing. Meanwhile, this nigga was just facing 27. Meaning they know he's not doing shit. Because he has a parole officer and everything. Tell me why, right? I was looking like, bro. I'm like, he was looking like, nah, these bitches is watching her. Not me. They're watching her. Like, he just knew. I'm also getting something about Musty. Yeah, Mustafa. Yeah, Mustafa, yeah. Something about that nigga. I heard, I don't know why he told, and then I heard he told. Yeah, trial, thought. Dead. But I'm getting not actually dead, I'm getting like something's dead. Like, so I'm getting, he told the police, like, I don't fuck with this bitch no more, it's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fucked her one time, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard the projects, and then I heard the dikes. The dikes. Yeah, but let me go with the channel messages again.